Bible says that the Hebrews built the supply cities of Pithom and Ramesses. For hundreds of years, Ramesses, the capital of Ramesses II, was identified as one of these biblical cities. One eyewitness account said, "I have reached Ramesses. It seems like an amazing place, a beautiful area unlike any other." Another eyewitness said, "It is a splendid city without any rival. Their storehouses are filled with barley and corn which towers up to the sky." However, the city itself vanished thousands of years ago. By the 20th century, almost all the great Egyptian cities had been found, but Ramesses was still lost, and its legend became epic. How did a great city, one of the most spectacular in the ancient world, and home to some 300,000 people, disappear without a trace? Yet some 3,000 years after it vanished from history, a French archaeologist believed that he had solved one of the ancient world's greatest mysteries. He claimed that he found the lost city of Ramesses. But things were not what they seemed, so we had to go there to investigate. When Egyptologists found this site, they became convinced that this was the lost city of Ramesses. Everywhere they found images of Ramesses II, and his royal stamp covered the site. They believed that the mystery of the lost city had now been solved.
Very impressive, we're the only ones here. Got an entourage of 4 security.
Nobody knew where this place was. When we kept saying, "Oh, we want to go to this place, San Al-Hagar," nobody knew. Our driver didn't know. All the tour operators, nobody knew about it. This place is massive, and you can really get this feel that excavation is not finished in any way here. So this place is so vast, and you would expect to be seeing 2,000 tourists or something, and there isn't. Still just working, but man, you really feel this is what you come to Egypt for, to see a place like this, where they're still discovering, where there's still so much to be seen. It's totally evident that this place is work in progress. All along we've got the stones that have been placed upon one another, and they've numbered them because there's so many of them. You can see this is all part of the reconstruction of the old temple, the Temple of Amun.
But as we walked around San Al-Hagar, it seemed like something was wrong. In every direction that we looked, we saw broken and mismatched pieces. Something was wrong, but what was it?
It's almost like looking at a big whirlwind that's come through and knocked everything to pieces and thrown it down. It was all left, and you know that it was all this ginormous structure all together. Ramesses II on the floor, Temple of Amun.
For decades, Egyptologists believed that the famous capital of Ramesses II was found, but nagging doubts continued. Then reports came from Kontir, south from here, suggesting that poor Ramesses was there. But how could the city be in two places at once? After decades of research, the answer was finally found. Here, on this very site, the city of Ramesses had truly been found. Ramesses' great city, his temples and statues were all found here. But this was not Ramesses. The archaeological world was stunned. This was the right city, but it was in the wrong place. Somehow, beyond imagination, an entire city had been moved miles, and no records of the move exist. One clue to understanding what happened was the discovery of the broken feet of a statue found many miles south from Al-Hagar, and its other half appeared to be at this site. Finally, a team at Contier began digging, and they carried out a ground-penetrating survey looking for the city's foundations, and they found them. Research later uncovered that the branch of the Nile passing Ramesses had dried up, and without water, the city became useless. Therefore, the entire city was moved north to a new location, but the foundations were left behind. Now that we knew where the real Ramesses was, we had to go there. A 4th century pilgrim took the same route, so we studied her account. She said, "The city of Ramesses is now open country, without a single habitation, but it is certainly traceable, since it was great in circumference and contained many buildings." 1600 years later, we are following in her footsteps. Yours sincerely, Paul and Matthew. Ramesses was built in the exact same area where Avaris once stood. In fact, the large city of Ramesses was built on top of the ruins of the old city of Avaris. And Avaris is the spot where we've already found evidence for the presence of Semitic people.